dreamed to be more than ordinary. I was born to be brave, born to be brave. Taking the plunge into vulnerability. I was born to be brave, born to be brave. Being all you created me to. I was born to be brave. Welcome to this week's vlog, where today we are looking at our Pyramid Park song, Born to be Brave.
No more hiding, no more running away, I will walk it out.
The song Born to be Brave was written originally for the ladies' conference at our church called Breathe, where around 400 ladies gather from around the region, and there's always kind of like a theme song that goes with the conference, and I was kind of tasked to write that song. And the whole focus of the conference was bravery and stepping out of our comfort zone and being all that we were made to be. And so I'd already submitted one song which didn't quite fit with what the theme was, and so went back to the drawing board, and I remember I had something like 3 weeks to get this song finished and ready for the conference, and I was panicking. When I started to prepare and write for this, I was really listening to a lot of Jack Garratt and enjoying his debut album and enjoying some of the ways that he wrote his songs, and particularly the repetition that he used a lot of. So deliberately decided to focus on using a lot of repetition in this song. So when you listen through to the lyrics, there's a lot of talk of born to be brave and no more hiding, no more running away, and sections of the bridge that are repeated. There's lots of kind of repetition moments, and I think this actually aids the song and strengthens it because it's a very simple and clear message about bravery.
Stand up and step out.
So I had 3 weeks to write this song, and I was really like, what's this going to sound like? Is it going to work? Is it going to connect? So I used some very, very simple guitar parts, some very simple kind of structures, but it seemed just to really connect. And when we played it live in front of the ladies at the event, they were absolutely like loving it and wanted to hear when they could hear it next. And we had planned maybe to do a recording early on, but in the end it didn't happen, and so people had to wait a long time before they heard this song on a recording. I think this song is slightly different from every other song on the album because most songs on the album are written from a worship perspective, from my personal walk with God and my kind of going through stuff with God and working through things in my faith, which is absolutely brilliant. But this song kind of wasn't written for me in a sense, it was written for other people. And now that I listen to it again and again and again, because I'm playing it all the time, I think it's more and more for me than ever.
My mind is made up.
Some of you will know that I took the step a few months back to do music full time, which is incredibly crazy and brave. We've got a 1-year-old daughter, and it seemed like the worst time in a way to be able to take this step out of the comfort zone and not to have an official income or anything like that. Was pretty crazy, and yet I've seen that as I've taken the step beyond my comfort zone and what I thought was possible, God has met me there and provided and made a way. And I'm so thankful, and I'm so thankful for all the people who've helped along the way, whether it's through buying the recording or buying some merch or just getting behind the Kickstarter or whatever it might be, just encouraging me, writing to me. It's given me great courage to continue on the journey. I love Joshua 1 verse 9 in the Bible. Joshua is a man on a mission. He's called to take the Israelites into the promised land, and he meets with God before he does that, and God speaks to him and says, "Don't be afraid, be strong and courageous, for I am with you wherever you go." And for me that's a life verse which I hang on to many, many times, because my natural inclination is to be scared and to sit back and maybe not step out. And so I have to tell myself regularly, come on, be strong and courageous, don't be terrified, don't be discouraged, for God is with you wherever you go. And I don't know about you, but I'm sure I'm not the only one listening to this that feels that way. It's so easy, isn't it, to let life happen to us. But I believe that God calls us to be courageous, to be full of faith, and to be brave. And so with Born to be Brave, I think it's a song essentially about challenging us to live by faith, to not sit back, to not kind of allow things just to happen because they happen, and to go for the things that God has put on our lives.
I will walk it out, I will take my place, I will stand my ground, I will live by faith. I will walk it out, I will take my place, I will stand my ground.
Brené Brown wrote a book about vulnerability called Daring Greatly, and since reading that book I've been really inspired about vulnerability and what vulnerability and bravery have in common. In fact, I didn't think about calling my album Vulnerability because of this book. It just so happened that it was in the same kind of headspace at the time. And I love what she talks about, where she talks about vulnerability being this thing which we're really scared of. Yet when we are vulnerable, there's people looking on think that we're incredibly brave. And I think that's amazing, because so much of our fears, often when we step out and have a go, those fears cease because bravery kicks in. I love the line that was penned where I wrote this line, which says, "Taking the plunge into vulnerability, I was born to be brave." And so for me, when I'm singing this song, I'm thinking to myself, come on, keep stepping out. Don't step back now, keep stepping out. Show up, be seen, stand up, step out. Make up your mind to do these things and to live by faith. What's been really interesting for me has been actually this song, though it was written for other people, has probably impacted my life more than anyone else's. And when I sing it live, I'm singing it over myself more and more and more. Having taken the step to kind of do this music full time and not know what that looks like, only just trying to be obedient to what I believe God's been leading me into. Singing this song gives me incredible courage and hope and challenge to keep running this race and to run it well and to really give my very best.
No more hiding, no more running away. I'll walk it out, I'll walk it out. No more hiding, no more running away. I will stand my ground. Show up and be seen, stand up and step out. My mind's made up. Show up and be seen, stand up and step out.
I really hope for some of you watching this that you'll be encouraged to take that next step of bravery. Maybe you need to make a decision and you've been putting it off, and procrastination is horrible. You know you've got to do it, but you're still not doing it. Maybe you need to take that step to move forward, to move into what you think you're meant to be doing. Maybe you need to move job, maybe you need to move house or move location. Maybe there's a career path you need to start taking that's completely different to what you're doing. Whatever that thing might be, maybe it's building a relationship back up or taking a risk on a new relationship again. Whatever it might be, I want to encourage you, be brave, take the next step of bravery in your life, and you'll be amazed to see what God does as you do that. I'm not saying it's easy, and I'm not saying it's all sorted, and my life's certainly not all sorted, but I do believe that when we take these steps, God meets us in there, and He rewards our faith. Ultimately, I want to be somebody who lives by faith, and that means sometimes I'm not going to see and have all the answers before I step out. I liken it to being on the edge of a jetty where, if you want to take a step off the edge, you know you're going to sink into the water. But I believe God's the kind of God who will always bring underneath the next plank of wood, even though it feels like that's almost the impossibility because we're going into mid-air. And I think actually when we take steps of faith, God honours it and He rewards it, He sees it and He loves it. One of the great stories that's come out from this song already, I was playing a house gig on the east coast of England and had the opportunity to share this song before it was released. And one of the guys in the audience was a deputy head, and he said, I want to get that song because I want to start playing it to all the kids in my school over the tannoy system because they need to hear the message of this song. And that fills my heart with joy because that's why it was written, to encourage people and to stir people up. So be brave today, take the plunge, and take a listen to this song as well. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Maybe share this video with a friend, click the like button, and we'd love to hear more from you, so leave your comments below. And also, don't forget to check out Patreon, my Patreon page, because that's one great way of continuing these videos and making sure they get better and better and better. You can get involved by giving as little as something like $5 a month or something, so take a look at that and see whether you want to get involved in supporting what I'm doing creatively and investing in what I'm doing creatively with Brilliant Path.